Hello, and thanks for joining me on this episode of Simply Saturday, where I get to show you a card that is fast and easy to make. My name's Julie, and this is Stamp with Julie Baum. Thank you for watching today. I do want to mention that I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I am showing you a card today that is fast and easy to make and features items from the Butterfly Kisses suite of products. Let me show you those items in the current catalog. These are found on pages 36 and 37. I will be using the stamp set, which is called Best Butterflies. Also, the designer series paper, which is called Butterfly Kisses. This is a 6x6 pack of papers. And also, I will be using the dies that coordinate. These are called the Build a Butterfly dies. Currently, if you buy the dies and the stamp set together, bundled, then you can get a 10% savings. So let's jump into our card. I'm starting with a piece of Starry Sky cardstock, and this piece is 11 inches by 4 1/4. I have scored it in the middle at 5 1/2, and this creates our card base. So this is a very standard size. Often our card bases are like this and open like a book. This time I did a long card base that will open and close with the fold at the top. So this is our base. Then I have two pieces of basic white cardstock. Both of them are the same size. They are 4 inches by 5 1/4. One of these is for the inside of the card and one is for the front panel. Then I have a strip of the Butterfly Designer Series paper. This is 1 3/4 inches by, let me double check what I did on the length, by 5 1/4. 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I have another little strip that is only a 1/4 inch wide. You could do a 1/2 inch strip or a 1/4 inch, just depends on how much paper you have and how much you want to use. This can be the same paper or a coordinating paper. That's just going to be a little decoration for the inside of the card. Then I have a strip of Starry Sky, and this measures 1 1/2 inches. I'm going to go back and make the correction on this. This piece is actually 1 1/4. So make sure you get that correction, 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. This piece is 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. And then I do have a scrap of white. It does need to be, about this size. So I'm starting with a scrap that's 1 1/2 by 3. We are going to die cut this. So you need just large enough to fit your die cut. I've done two things off camera just to prepare and make it a little bit easier than moving out of screen and back onto screen. So I took one of those white pieces that we already mentioned and I ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and this is the Brick and Mortar 3D. This is now the front of my card. And then I also used the dies, the Build a Butterfly dies, and a scrap of Starry Sky and a scrap of Parakeet Party. And I went ahead and pre-die cut my butterflies just to make our assembly during this card tutorial go a little bit faster. All right, so on the front of my card, I'm going to go ahead and attach my brick panel. Not only is this our Simply Saturday card for today, for this episode, but this was also a card project from Stamp Club of this month, July 2022. So if you're looking for the 3 club projects that we made this month, this is one of the 3. A hippo card in a boat on the ocean is another card. And the third one is a butterfly themed card also, just not the same one as this. So this is a club card and also a Simply Saturday. Now I'm going to take this strip and attach my designer series paper to the front of it. When I chose to put this strip on, I did decide to have a little margin of the Starry Sky showing on the right and the left sides of the strip, but no margin at the top and the bottom. So these are the same length, top to bottom. So you can see how that looks. I've got the margin showing on the side, but not on the top. They are equal length. All right, this piece is going to now get glued onto the front of the card. And only because this is very textured, I am going to use my tear and tape on the back of this rather than my liquid glue. So I'm going to do 3 pieces, will hold it just fine. You'll see me often grab for this little metal ruler, which is an Amazon item. I like the straight tear that it gives me. Underneath this video, in the description portion, will be lots of great information for you, including Stampin' Up! Shopping links, as well as a couple of Amazon shopping links. All right, so let's go ahead and attach this. Let me reach for my take your pick tool. I'll release the backing of my tear and tape. And we'll get this added onto here. So I'm about between 1/4 and 1/2 inch away from the edge of this white piece, like so. We'll press that down. All right, our butterflies are going to get added in just a moment, and they're going to go roughly here and here. Isn't that cute? So sweet. I love those die cuts. Let's stamp our words. So the first thing that I am going to do is to die cut this piece, and I'm using the die set called Stitched Rectangles. I did not pre-cut this one before I started the video, so let me just cut this quickly and then I'll come back into view and we'll do the stamping on it. So this is one of the smaller rectangle dies in that set of dies, and I'm just putting it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And now you can see we have this nice little stitched rectangle die. Super cute. All right, so I have my Parakeet Party ink pad, and I have the words here that say sending good vibes. And as you can see, there's no way that this is going to fit on this size. So we're going to do a little bit of a masking technique here and create this to look the way that we want it to. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take a Post-it note and cover up good vibes on the stamp itself. Then with my ink pad, I'll ink up the word sending. And then when you do this method, you do need to remember to remove your Post-it before you stamp it. So now I'm going to stamp sending right at the top part of this little tag, trying to center it, and I'm going to do the best I can without putting my head into the shot. Normally I would get right over it so I can really see my placement. Okay, now I'm going to clean the stamp just to make sure that there's no green ink on there, and we're going to do the same process, this time covering up the word sending. In this instance, I can use the same Post-it, just reuse it, but even if you had to get a new one, it's just a quick way to do it. Okay, now I'm going to ink up good vibes with Parakeet Party, removing the Post-it, and then this can get stamped underneath sending. so there are our words for the front of the card. I'm just going to get some, I think I'm going to get some small dimensionals. Here are just a few left on this remnant. So I'll use 4 of these, 1 in each corner in the back. And then we need to attach our butterflies. So I'll show you 2 different ways to do that. All right, here is this piece. Get all 4 of those backings off. There we go. Okay, this is going to go kind of down here towards the bottom, just overlapping this piece a little bit and also leaving a little space here. I like how that looks. All right, so for our butterflies, we're really only going to attach them down the center of the butterfly body. So you can either cut some of your dimensionals to fit that little space, or often you can take the edge of a page of dimensionals and just take your scissors and cut some skinny strips. Again, we're only using the remnant that's left, so it's a good way to use these up. And I'm going to put 2 onto my purple butterfly, the larger one. So I'm going to get another little strip here from the remnant. Now, let's say that you don't have a piece of the dimensional page that you're kind of ready to use up the edges. Then you can totally use, I'll show these to you. I didn't use them on this card because I did have a remnant, but you can always use the foam adhesive strips. Okay, these are long strips used. These are fantastic if you're doing window cards and projects like that, but you can cut tiny little pieces of this as well. That is a great option, the foam adhesive strips. All right, so there's the back of my purple Starry Sky butterfly, and then I need a piece on my green butterfly. So that is a great way to use up the extra edges instead of throwing that end of the sheet away. All right, so we'll release the backing. Let's do this one first. And what's nice about this is it leaves the wings free and unattached, and you can kind of fold them up a little bit. And it gives you that airiness behind the butterfly wings, which also leaves a nice shadow underneath. I love how that looks. All right, so we have that one and this second one. I did get inspiration for this card from another card that I saw that was done much more of a monochromatic, and I decided to change it up a little bit and incorporate more colors. All right, so there we have that one. That one just barely fit. Look, I almost went too far off the edge. If it's not down too tight, I think I'll move it. Yeah, I can move it. I just need to slide it a little bit more to the left. There we go. All right, and again, you can put a little bit of bend in the wings. The last thing that I think this needs is just a little bit of an embellishment, maybe down here on the words. So I'm going to reach for my pastel pearls. These were available last year and happily are available again this year. They come in these soft pink and purple colors. So I think I will go with this color here and just put that little pearl right there. All right, the only thing left is the inside of our card. So let's wrap that piece up. I'm going to glue this strip of Designer Series paper onto my white piece. Wanted to see which way I was going to put that. Again, this piece is 1/4 inch wide, but I know that I've done this same card and done a 1/2 inch strip. It doesn't matter. Whatever size you want to use, this is just to give the inside a teeny bit of color. So I'm going to lay that down. It goes the other way. All of a sudden I saw the top of that butterfly body. Did you guys notice that before I did? You were like, wait, stop, you're going to put it on upside down. Okay, there we go. It was this one that gave me the hint. Do you see that? Okay, and then a little on the back. The liquid glue goes a long way. A little goes a long way. So don't overuse your glue, and then you won't have problems with it squeezing or oozing out the edges. All right, this piece is going to go right here on the inside. That little pop of color really does a nice job. I'm going to flip my card over and give it a good press, and then pop up those wings again a little bit. There we go. And there we have our Simply Saturday card for today. Please leave me a comment, and also you'll find the dimensions and the product list as well as the shopping links found in the description below this video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye.